Secretary, welcome to town. You are just coming into town, but your work has been seen very much here. The leadership that the Secretary has given at a national level has been extraordinary, and the help that the Secretary and the Obama administration has given to not only make sure we get jobs, but make sure we get good union jobs on with good living wages has been terrific. I want to really thank you for the work you've done in partnership and your great leadership. We stand next to a bridge that shows what happens when infrastructure doesn't work, and we stand next to a bridge that shows what happens when America comes together and gets something done, as we rebuilt that in 1 year. We stand under a bridge that shows what needs to be done now in America. It is really absolutely critical for us to recognize the key to the employment gap in Minnesota and the United States is the construction industry. The key to getting this economy going, the housing market going, and everything else going is to get the people who do the work back to work, and that's what this is about. As Dan mentioned, we're doing our part in Minneapolis. With all the tough budget cuts we did, we came in with an aggressive program that doubles the capital budget next year and continues to grow it over 5 years. We're going to rebuild the streets. We're going to repave the streets. We're going to make sure we do what we can with the bridges, but we need the partnership of the state and the federal government. We deeply, deeply appreciate the work the President is doing, and the single thing we can do right now is pass the American Jobs Act now. Thank you for doing it. Let's get it done.
Thank you, Mayor Rybak. And now it's my distinct honor to introduce the Secretary of Labor, Hilda Solis.
Thank you. Well, thank you. First of all, I have to ask, is labor in the house? Or is labor under the bridge? Right. And what do we want? Jobs. We want American jobs, right? This is why we're here today, and I'm happy to be here with my colleagues and also with a good friend, Congresswoman McCollum, who I served with. When I got my start, yeah, give her a round of applause. She's been great. We're from the same class, believe it or not. And she's doing some great work. Your mayor's terrific, and all the building trades and all the folks that are here today. I'm just really excited to be able to come here this afternoon. I could go through a litany of things that are going to happen, but the wind's blowing, and I'll tell you, what I'm here for is to promote the jobs packet that the President talked about. Now, you all heard him speak about the need to put people back to work. One of the jobs that I have is to make sure that we get those 14 million people back to work, and that we get the millions and millions of construction workers who've been out of work for more than 3 years back. And one of the projects that the President is talking about is infrastructure. So it's right above us, it's right next to us, it's everywhere. It's the streets, it's pavement, it's sewage, it's all our systems that keep America running. It keeps commerce running. But if we can pass the bills that are a part of the job packet, we can put millions of people back to work, at least 1.9, and a bunch of those jobs are going to be construction and trades. And while we're at it, we're going to repair our schools. We're going to modernize our schools. But we're also going to do a little bit more than that. We're going to help to put people back on the payroll, like our teachers, our firefighters, and public safety people. But we need your help, and that's why I'm glad to stand here with your elected officials, because our voices have to be heard. It isn't just about one individual proposing a plan. We need bipartisan effort. These are bipartisan pieces of legislation that have been coupled together that the President said should work. And many times Republicans and Democrats have come together to pass similar proposals like this. So there's no reason why in the world we can't put people back to work. So I ask you, where are you? Are you going to be with us? Are you going to stand up with the President? Are you going to help us pass the American Jobs Plan? And I want to ask you to do some things, because this is about action items. So I need you to talk to your local members. I needed to let them know what's in it for us, not just for somebody else who's on Wall Street, but people who are on Main Street, to also contact your elected officials and not our friends that are already with us. Talk to the opponents that are saying no, 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 and make them understand that it's about restoring integrity and respect in the workplace in all parts of America. And it starts with the construction industry. It starts with building and repairing our bridges, our infrastructure, modernizing our schools, extending unemployment insurance, putting teachers back to work, making sure that children have teachers that are going to prepare us to compete in the 21st century. But I'm here today, and I'll be spending more time today and tomorrow over in Wisconsin, because there's a lot of work that we have to do to convince people that this administration is on the right track. And I can tell you, we got into a mess that we inherited, an inherited mess that took years to get to. And now this president sees the light where we need to go to continue to build upon the Recovery Act, 2.2 million jobs in the private sector. We need to do more. But guess what? The guys on the other side of the aisle are saying no. And I'm tired of no. I want to see that we can work together, and we need your help. It's not about Republican and Democrat. It's about all of us working together, putting families, putting these people and everyone else that's shouting out for help right now. And we need to hear your voices. Contact your local representatives, your congressional members, your senators, and also neighboring senators as well, and start that movement. If you can get on Facebook, if you can tweet, if you can send an email, if you can make a phone call or fax, then I urge you to do that. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you with the president? Yeah. Are you with our local workers here from your communities? Yeah. That's what it's all about. Thank you very much, and let's move on. And again, don't forget the American Jobs Act program. I think we got Betty McCollum, who's going to also cheer us on. All right, Congresswoman.
Hilda's from California, so the secretary has her, she said, her windbreaker on today. So thank you so much for being here. And we're ready to work with you. We're ready to get the American Jobs Act passed now. American workers are in crisis, and they're in crisis because Congress is divided. When we're divided, that doesn't mean we're focused on working together. We're not focused working together on creating jobs, and we need to change that conversation in Congress now. The Democrats are ready. We're ready to reach across the aisle. We've been focused on jobs, and we're ready to move forward, but we can't do it alone. We need the Tea Party Republicans to realize they can't do it alone either. We have to do it together, just as our grandparents and other generations that built the infrastructure that we all enjoy currently here in the Twin Cities. Now, we've had one crisis after another. That's what we've been dealing with in Congress. The president has given us an opportunity with the Jobs Act to build the infrastructure we need for commerce, to build the infrastructure that we need to compete globally. So we need to put the politics aside. We need to stop worrying about the election 14 months from now and worry about the 14 million people that aren't employed. So I stand ready. I've got bridges ready to go in the 4th Congressional District, but I know that there's bridges in congressional districts all across this country. In schools, I just met with our schools, and they've got projects ready to go, Madam Secretary, ready to go that will not only improve life, health, and safety for the children in their building, a better learning environment, but they'll save energy. And when we save energy, we save money, which saves taxpayers money. So I'm ready to work with you, Madam Secretary, the President, and my team of legislative colleagues here from the state of Minnesota and our great mayors in putting America back to work. Thank you for coming.
All right.